Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. Sorry. Didn't know you were here. You're welcome. Moana! As I told you in my spoilers-free review, this is my favorite animated film of the year. It's definitely going to be in my top 10, and this is my spoilers review for the latest Disney hit. I repeat, spoilers review. If you haven't seen the movie, go to the channel, there's a spoilers-free review there, but now let's dissect the great adventure. I talked enough about Ali Cravalho's performance, but Moana as a character is a really great role model, and I realized that Disney in the same year pulled off two fantastic animated films and two fantastic female characters that are great role models. Moana is a princess, but she's strong-willed, she's very independent, she's resourceful, she does not ever give up. One thing I really appreciated in this movie, in the storytelling and in the character arc, was there was not one moment where Moana gave up, where she found herself lost in her mind and without knowing how to do things. You have that moment with the grandma where she's already dead, which I did not cry at. I did not cry at her grandmother's death. But that's because she's literally lost in the middle of the ocean. She sees water all around her. There's nothing else. And I love it. I love how strong this character is. I love her character arc. She's not one of those characters that does not want to be a princess or is forced to be a princess and a ruler because her parents died or something. She's not a princess that doesn't do things the way princesses usually do and wants to change everything. No, she wants what's best for her island. She loves her people love her. She's already at the top of her game, but she wants what's best, and she knows that the best is out there. So she wants to connect once again to the roots of her people because she descends from voyagers. She wants to connect more to her roots, and her grandmother is a great motivator to that. And again, I did not cry at her grandmother's death, okay? Damn you, Disney. I love this character. She's so connected to everything, to nature, to her family, to her people in general, to animals. Her connection with the water is beautiful, and the power she harnesses through it and through the necklace. The eye of Te Fiti is also very beautiful. It's a great element of storytelling, and I love that Moana realizes this, and she knows the truth, and she just gives it. She knows who she is, and because of that, she finds who Te Fiti really is, and she gives back the necklace. Te Fiti forms the islands again. She gives peace once more to that island and to the ocean all around and creates new life. And so Moana's people can go back to being voyagers and find new islands and spread their people. And I love that exploration of the Polynesian culture. Such great respect. I have never seen something like this. And this is a great way to do it. A Disney movie, an adventure movie, an animated movie. Look at the impressive cast in this movie. Look how we always talk about how there's little chance to people that are not white actors, and look at the cast from this movie. The characters, the actors, the animators, the other people around it, the people that made the soundtrack, the songs in this movie. It's so great to see such a great film portraying such a great culture being so well respected, so well interpreted in such a great movie. What is one thing that you guys always hear me say when we're talking about adventure films? You need to feel the adventure. You need to feel the sense of something grand going on. And in this movie, you definitely feel it. The adventure in this movie is so grand, so big, so ginormous. It's beyond measure what this movie gives you in terms of an adventure and such a character fulfillment arc. Moana finds such great things during her adventure, not only due to her roots, but there's always great exploration of mythology in this movie due to her connections with the man, Maui, played by my man, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. This guy is the definition of likable asshole. I love Maui, and this story is so great as well. I spoke earlier about the moments that Moana never gave up. Look at the moment Maui stole her boat, goes away and traps her in a cave. She does not ever give up. She sees herself there, but she's still trying, she's still thinking of what to do. The water sends her there, and she continues her adventure. She just never gives up. I love this girl. And Ali Carvalho, wow. But going back to Maui, the tattoos he has, the way they dance around, I was always feeling like dancing, and I can't wait to see that movie on Blu-ray here in my house, here in my room, and dance around. And no, you are not going to see that on a video. But he's just so likable. There's such an energy to him. They really, once again, pulled off perfect casting for this character. I love his fulfillment. I love the transformations he does. I love his action scenes. I love his adventurous spirit. But he also has this sense, weird sense, of responsibility. He has this responsibility that is to himself, but you understand why, because he was so disappointed throughout his life. He wanted more power, he wanted to become bigger, because, well, he loves himself, and there's nothing wrong with that. What is wrong is the level that he gets to loving himself. The adventure that they go on together helps them grow with each other. I spoke about this in my spoilers-free review. Moana learned so much from Maui about the culture itself, the things that she didn't know because her father wanted her people recluse in that island. But then Moana also teaches Maui to grow and to love other people, and spreading such love for their islands and giving other people more so they can grow and spread their culture around and go explore more islands. I really love the way these characters got to know each other and the way they grew with each other. I love the moment that they find a crab. I love how much they learn just in that little section, because yes, it's a fun scene. We have another great song, except it's sang by Jermaine Clement, which his voice annoys me, I'm sorry. But that is one very small moment in terms of time, but a very big moment for our characters, because you see how much they've learned from each other till that point, and you see them working together finally in a perfect condition. And then you have that moment where Maui has his fish hook broken, and he goes away from Moana. He doesn't want her anymore, he doesn't want to help her, he doesn't feel the need to, he sees no good coming from that. And Moana has that moment where the grandmother comes, and you have that song where she finally sings, "I am Moana," and you have the elders helping her out, and it's chills, my friends. That moment just chills during that moment. And this movie also knew very well when to highlight Moana and when to highlight Maui. Maui is always auxiliary. There was not one moment where Maui took over the spotlight. Well, except for his song. You're welcome. But when he finally comes back to help her against Tefiti, or what was Tekka, the lava monster, Moana has almost pulled everything off by herself. Remember, she's very strong-willed. She does not ever give up. She's resourceful. She's very intelligent. This is what I love so much about this character. She just always seems to pull everything off by herself, but she's not perfect. You know that she's in danger. You feel the danger for her. Maui always comes to help, but that's the essential word. Help. He does not ever take focus away from Moana. And when he's fighting Tekka to allow Moana to go to the island, and she sees finally the spiral on Tekka's chest and she realizes it is Tefiti, I love the moment where she tells the water, let her come to me. I know who she is. I know who I am. I'm going to show her that everything is alright. I'm going to show her that there's nothing wrong. I fixed the situation and Maui has redeemed itself. And then Tefiti does another fish hook for him and he's also happy. That is a great, great moment for our characters. I always talked about this in every single animated movie, especially in the case of Disney this year, and the animation keeps getting better from movie to movie. I'm telling you right now, Moana is probably the best animation I've ever seen. And I am sure, come the next Disney movie, if it is a good one, I'm sure I'm going to look at it and say, well, this is a better animation than Moana. Everything in this movie is so pristine, it's so perfectly colored, so perfectly put on the frame, so perfectly painted. There's not one shot that I noticed anything bad in this movie. And trust me, I was trying to dissect this. I wanted to find out if anything was wrong in this movie. I was always asking myself, is this gonna get bad? Is this gonna get any worse? It doesn't. Just everything on the screen, from the battle with the Kakamora, which is also awesome, badass, and hilarious at the same time, to the adventure she goes when she is alone and almost at the Tefiti Island. I love the animation in this movie. It is so beautiful. It helps the storytelling so much. It explores the culture. I cannot stress this enough. The exploration of the culture just in the visuals, it's something of a magnificent level. And also the way they animated Maui's tattoos to dance around his body and to try and communicate with him as if it was representing us as the audience, trying to convince him to do something that he did not initially want to do. I love the connection Maui has with his tattoos. I love the connection the tattoos have with other people, in this case Moana, because he does not connect with anyone else. I just love every single detail of the animation and characterization in this movie. And the soundtrack. Congratulations, Lin-Manuel Miranda. This is impressive. This is beautiful. This musical for Disney is one of their best musicals ever. This movie is in my top 10 Disney movies of all time. It does not crack my top 5. I don't think anything ever will crack my top 5 Disney films, which I will probably do one day right here on the channel, my top 10 Disney films of all time. Moana is certainly on there because I love the uniqueness of the musical of this movie, because it's a musical that we haven't seen in a long time. There are disposable musics in Princess and the Frog or in Tangled, which I also love, but Moana really brings out what made The Little Mermaid or Beauty and the Beast or The Lion King or Aladdin so very unique musicals. It's essential that we have the musics that we do have in this film. Not only that, but the music is also great for characterization and storytelling, but also the score from Mark Mancina is astounding. I've been listening to the soundtrack and the score together for about an entire day right now, and I love everything about it. I haven't seen all the movies, I don't know if it's going to win, but this should definitely get nominated for Best Score and Soundtrack of the Year. I assure you of that. It's been a long time since we had such great family ties in Disney movies, and Moana shares a great relationship with her parents. There's not one moment where they're bickering with each other and we get that cliched moment where Moana is going to revolt against her family. No, she has a great relationship with her parents. She has a great relationship with her grandmother, who dies. Why do you want to rip my heart out, Disney? There's not ever a moment where Moana says, well, Father, you don't want me to do this like this? I'm going to do things like this because I think it's right, and then I'm going to learn a lesson how I was wrong, but there's a compromise we can make. No! Her father was wrong, but there was an edge to it. There was a reason that her father didn't know that existed, and Moana goes out there and searches for it and resolves to fight for her island, for her culture, because everything around there, the food, the fish, is dying. They cannot catch fish. She wants to try and resolve the situation. She's a great leader, and as I said, a great role model. And these are two Disney characters that came out this year as the main stars of their movie, and they boss the guys around. But Moana is special because she bosses around a demigod, and that demigod is voiced by a god, and that god is The Rock. My beautiful geekies, I cannot stress how much I loved Moana. I could spend an entire hour talking about how much I love this movie. The characters, the voice acting, the cast behind it, the people that were making this movie behind the scenes, the exploration of culture, the exploration of mythology, and I love every single detail of this movie. I love every single second of this movie. There's not one song that I will dispose of. I will watch this movie repeatedly once it comes out on Blu-ray. The soundtrack is amazing. Check it out right now. Listen to it constantly. You will never get tired of it. You're welcome. I'm going to be singing that song from The Rock for a long, 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 long time. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. The script is strong in this movie, the directing is strong, the characters are strong, the storytelling is strong. It avoids the little cliches in the little details, and that's always where you find the genius. It's in the little details. And thank you for watching, my beautiful geekies. Those are my general thoughts, spoilerific thoughts on Moana, and I'm not going to say it yet again, but I loved every single detail about this movie. But let me know if you loved every single detail from this movie. Let me know your ups, your downs. Let me know if you think this movie has no flaws, just like I do. If it's your favorite animated movie from the year, if it's not, let me know everything in the comments below. The hashtag Fantastic Moana Q&A is coming tomorrow, as well as my Westworld Theory video. Stay tuned for that. And like this video as well as share it, because that is a big way for you guys to help me, and you guys are the best. And also, if you're not subscribed and you just found this channel, if you love Moana, subscribe and join the beautiful geeky community where we can be geeky united. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. You guys are the freaking best. You don't know how much I love you. Stay beautiful, stay geeky. You're welcome.